Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking something that usually feels, well, like a dry, kind of tedious setup process, and we're going to turn it into absolute automated magic for your Tesla Model S. Seriously, we're going to master this HomeLink integration so you can get the absolute most out of your vehicle right from the get-go. Okay, let's dive into this. Picture this scenario for a second. You're sitting inside a hyper-advanced vehicle. I mean, it's essentially a spaceship on wheels, right? And yet, you're fumbling around your sun visor for a clunky, old-school plastic remote just to get into your own garage. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? It's a super relatable annoyance, but thankfully, it's one we can completely eliminate today. So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, preparing your Model S. Second, syncing with the bumper. Third, handling smart garages. And finally, the really fun part, hands-free automation magic. I promise you, this quick setup process is a beautifully simple gateway to a totally futuristic driving experience. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, preparing your Model S. First things first, go ahead and park your Model S so the front bumper is directly facing your garage. Next, and honestly, this is a step so simple it gets skipped like 90% of the time, which leads to 100% of the frustration, make sure your remote actually has a fresh battery. A weak signal will literally disrupt the entire setup. Then, just tap the HomeLink icon right at the top of your touchscreen, hit Create HomeLink, name it something easy like Home Garage, and choose Standard Mode if you're using a standard traditional remote. Okay, let's move to Section 2, syncing with the bumper, and see how this builds. You know, it helps to think of this physical syncing process like teaching your car a really cool magic trick. First, you'll tap Start right there on the screen. Then, grab your remote and actually hop out of the vehicle. You're going to stand right in front of the car, point that remote directly at the front bumper, and just hold down the button. Keep holding it. You are waiting for a very specific signal here. The car's headlights are going to flash. And that flash is basically your car confirming, got it, I know the trick. Moving right along to Section 3, handling smart garages. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the clear separation between our two main methods. On one hand, we've got the standard mode syncing, where you use that traditional handheld remote pointed at the bumper. But on the flip side, we have smart mode. If your modern garage motor has a learn or smart button up on the actual unit itself, your setup's going to require this slightly different path. And if you are using that smart mode, 30 is absolutely your magic number. Once you press that learn button on the garage motor up on the ceiling, the clock starts ticking. You have exactly 30 seconds to do a quick little dash back to your vehicle and tap the train device name on your screen twice. It's kind of like a mini workout, I know, but it securely finalizes that connection. All right, Section 4, hands-free automation magic. This is where the real fun begins. So the crucial point is that your setup is complete, and this is exactly where all that effort pays off. Take auto open, for example. As you approach your house, you can actually set a specific GPS distance where the vehicle will automatically send that open signal. Your car completely takes over, and the garage door is opening before your tires even touch the driveway. How cool is that? Then we have auto close. You can set the system to automatically close the garage door the exact moment you shift into reverse and drive away. And why does this matter so much? Well, because you are no longer just copying a plastic remote control, you're literally programming behavioral routines right into the vehicle itself. You never have to pause at the end of the driveway, craning your neck back just to check if the door went down. It just handles it. And this brilliantly illustrates our next feature, auto fold mirrors. You can tell the vehicle to automatically fold the side mirrors in the second you arrive at your programmed location. If you have a super narrow garage space, this is just an incredibly practical application. It completely protects your paint job and makes squeezing in there totally stress-free. So let's look at these smart features all together for a second. We've got auto open at a custom GPS distance, auto close the moment you shift into reverse, and auto fold mirrors for those tight, narrow spaces. This perfectly brings our whole setup to magic narrative arc into one incredibly clear view. By just putting in a few minutes of configuration up front, you've created a seamless, totally hands-free daily routine. Which leads us to this final thought today. By automating the mundane, do our cars actually become less like machines and more like personal assistants? I highly encourage you to get out there, try this setup out for yourself, and see how it completely rethinks your relationship with your smart car. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and seriously, enjoy the magic.